So 2 years ago, I was watching YouTube videos trying to get information to help me run the back end of my husband's handyman business, and I saw all these videos posted by business gurus talking about scaling their companies to get rich and using all these subscriptions and things in order to do it. And it was so overwhelming because I just felt like it was over my head and beyond where I was in that moment. And I just didn't find it that helpful. So I wanted someone to break it down for me all the way down to the bottom and meet me where I was at the very beginning. So today I'm going to be talking to the wife who's helping her husband manage his side business that he does after work and on weekends to bring extra cash to feed the kids and make ends meet. I'm also talking to the small business owner who doesn't have any admin support and can't afford one of these big software subscriptions because he or she can't yet spare the cash from their business to send money to big software giants every month because they need the money. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to do the basics yourself. DIY, small biz, DIY. So, a little about me, I'm a wife and a mom. I manage our handyman business that we started 2 years ago as a side hustle to bring in extra cash. Now, 2 years in, the company's bringing in a comfortable income that pays the mortgage and the bills and lets me stay home with the kids. And guess what? I haven't sent the billionaires at Google or Facebook a penny for advertising. And we don't have QuickBooks, and we don't have a $80 management tool that integrates with QuickBooks. And we're well organized and doing just fine without those things the old school way. We still use some technology and some tools that are very inexpensive to use. And in my other videos, I talk about some of those things. So please feel free to check those out. So what is worth it to spend money on at the very beginning? And not all of these things actually cost money, but things that are worth it to do at the very beginning of building your handyman business would be registering your LLC, getting your EIN from the IRS, which is like a business tax number. That's free. Um, Setting up your local licenses, like a local business license in your municipality. Um, your EIN that you'll get from the IRS will allow you to open up a business bank account, and you'll definitely want one of those. You'll want to set up an invoicing template, some of which are very low cost or free. Um, and you'll want to set up a way to be paid online, such as Venmo, for example. And you're going to want to get business insurance. This is what I think is important, just in case of an accident on the job, of course. Um, and finally, a uniform shirt. I think it's important to look clean and presentable and nice and professional when you show up, even if you don't show up in a fancy vehicle. You yourself should look put together and look like you're there to do business and to do a good job. And for that reason, I think that it's good to have a uniform that has your company branding on it. Um, as far as what is not worth it or save this for when your business can afford it, expensive advertising. Advertising on Google, Facebook, Nextdoor, um, and also things like Angie Leads that makes you pay for leads from their website. I just don't think that it's necessary to pay for that. If you feel like you need the help and that you think it would be worth it, maybe, but I found it to be expensive and I didn't want to spend our money on that. I wanted to grow it by word of mouth and use the free tools that we had access to, and use those to the greatest extent that we could before going and spending a bunch of money on making it easier, if that makes sense. Another one is a website. We don't have a website even to this day. I consider it an extra expense that I'm not even sure that we would have our customers going to our website. We do have a Facebook profile, which is free. We have an Instagram profile, which is also free. And you make a post on Instagram and you can set it up to post to your Facebook too. So it's kind of minimal effort. I don't make a lot of posts. I don't feel like we get a ton of business that way from making posts. We get most of our business from posting our business card on Facebook posts of people in our community, but I'll get more into that later. Also, I would say lawn signs. In the beginning, we bought lawn signs and things to set up while we were working in a home. And what I found is that they would sometimes be removed by someone in the community or the HOA and stolen and whatever. It happened a few times. I believe all of our signs have been stolen at one time or another, and we didn't order more because I didn't think that we received that many calls from having those signs, and really it just seemed to annoy people sometimes. So I stopped ordering those. Um, I did want to talk about some free advertising methods that do work for us, that have definitely brought in new clients and introduced our brand and our service to people in our neighborhood, people in our community, in our town. So I would say the first thing would be to go to a website like Canva or to Vistaprint, and create a business card, which with their tools is pretty simple to do. They have a lot of templates. You can enter your information and you have a business card there. You don't even have to order the cards. You can simply screenshot the card and then go over to Facebook, and post it in the comments in your community group where someone is posting, hey, does anyone know of a handyman that can help me with this? I find that there's a lot of queries like that in some of the mom groups that I'm in for my town. And also, if you search in Facebook for old posts in the mom groups, you can find old posts, oh, looking for a handyman or looking for someone to help me out with assembling furniture or this or that. You can search for that, for those type of old posts, and you can post your card there, because then if someone else comes along and wants to search old posts for handyman in the area, they'll find your card there. You just post the screenshot of the business card and there it is perpetually. People can go back to it and find it. Most groups, I would say, disallow marketing your business just unsolicited. So unless someone specifically asks, I would not spam any Facebook groups or do anything to become annoying. More just respond in the comments section when asked. Otherwise, you might find yourself getting kicked out, and then you lose that really valuable connection to a community group. We don't want that. So, some groups allow you to post business cards once or twice a month on certain days, and we post that way as well. And we've actually had quite a few calls from leaving our business cards in Facebook groups and in these business posts twice a month. There's a there's a website called Nextdoor. If you don't know what Nextdoor is, it's a community group and it's basically like a Facebook news feed, where people who live in your general area post looking for recommendations for businesses and services in their neighborhood. And they post a comment saying, hey, I'm looking for a handyman, or I'm looking for someone who can assemble this furniture. And then same thing, the comments below will have all these people from the same neighborhood saying, hey, I use this or that person and I use so and so. And that's where you can also go and post the business card. Um, you can also post the phone number, which becomes a clickable link. So if someone's on their phone on Nextdoor, they can just click right on the phone number that you've put with the business card and make the call right away to your handyman company. So if you're going to do Nextdoor, I would make a personal profile, and post your recommendations as a personal user, but you can also make a business profile. And when you post the card, you can kind of link the business name and loop them right in so that the person can then click on that and see your business profile as well. Google business listings. Um, Google Business. You can open a Google Business account for free and get a business listing on Google. But I wouldn't say it's an essential as a starting point. I'm not sure that we've ever received a call from this method, but I can see how it could add some legitimacy to have a Google Business profile with your information there and maybe a couple of reviews or whatever. But again, I'm not sure that it's the most important place to show yourself. So some things I would say you could save for later when your business can afford it would be paid advertising. But do be cautious because last year we decided to dip our toe into some paid advertising things. And so we paid $300 for a banner in our schools, our kids' school parent car line. So we had a banner made. They put it up in the car line where all the parents are there waiting, endlessly for their kids to come out of school. I'm sure we've never had a call from that, but we were okay with it being that the $300 goes toward the kids' school. Um, so because the business could afford it, I was okay with, essentially losing that money. And, you never know. I guess maybe people in the community might recognize the branding later on. Another thing we paid some money for to advertise was we paid about $400 to advertise in this golf magazine that's distributed to all these area country clubs. I'm sure we've never had a call from any of those, so I would not do that again. We did just pay $500 to put a banner at these really popular pickleball courts for 1 year. I will report back if I ever get a call from that, but it will put our business card in front of many of our target customers. So we'll see. I am hopeful. I do think that trying some of these things, again, when your business can afford it, it could um, it could be a good thing. Another thing that I've decided to save for later for when our business can afford it is expensive subscription business management software and payroll software. Um, this is something that I've seen and done a lot of research on. Um, Companies like Service Titan and like Jobber, they cost several $100s a year. I think the latest thing I saw for Jobber was like maybe the cheapest one was maybe $80 a month or something. Like, to me, that I just, I mean, I'm operating without it, so I don't want to pay that. So I just decided to skip it. If we get so big that I can just barely handle things on my own, then maybe I'll spring for that. But I'm not going to run out and buy something just because these companies tell me, oh, it's the easiest and the best and the quickest and the most efficient. Like, well, it's also the most expensive way for me to run my business, which is small. So I'm going to skip it for now. The other one is QuickBooks. I know so many people swear by QuickBooks. I found it confusing to learn, so I decided to skip it. I have filed our business taxes twice now and done everything without it. My business bank has all these integrated features that are similar to QuickBooks, and so it generates all the reports that I need to file for our taxes at the end of the year, and it lets you categorize things for your business and do the write-offs, all that stuff. So I really just don't think I need to pay $35 a month for QuickBooks, and I don't intend to anytime soon. So, um, another thing that we did not spring for right away, and we still have not, is we did not run out and get a branded vehicle right away. Um, So especially if your business income is still patchy, I would urge you to grow at the speed of cash and earmark income for things like that. Um, to buy a vehicle for tens of thousands of dollars and spend a couple $1,000 branding it, I think is pretty risky when you're in the beginning stages of business, and especially if you're financing it. I don't know. I'm risk averse and I'm debt averse. So we are earmarking money for a branded vehicle this year, and hopefully by the end of the year, we'll reach our goal and be able to have that really nice branded vehicle for our business. But it's obviously not an absolute necessity because we're into the six figures, and we don't have a branded vehicle yet. We did do some magnets on the side of the car, which was like a little bit, I guess it's like the ghetto version of a branded vehicle, but um, I don't know. We didn't necessarily think we were getting people calling us from that. So if you got any value from this video, please subscribe to my channel and like this video so I can reach more entrepreneurs who are starting way at the bottom like I was 2 years ago. And I'm off to make another video now. Bye.